Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Gregory, and this is Accounting 667 Advanced Audit. And we're going to go over Topic 5 assignment for this week, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act paper. So you're going to research the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 and any updates that have been made to SOX as of subsequent laws that have come in, such as the Dodd-Frank or the Jobs Act. And then you're going to develop a paper for us. Now, it's got a word count in here, but again, make sure that you have addressed everything in the assignment. So don't think about the words so much as think about making sure that you've articulated everything in a well-formatted paper. So we want to start out with what is the purpose of SOX? So you'll have 3 to 4 paragraphs on that. You'll list all the major account components of SOX, and the major components are the accounting regulations, the audit committee, internal control assessment, and executive responsibilities. And I want to see about 2 paragraphs for each one of these. Then what is the impact of SOX on publicly traded companies? Give 3 examples and what impact do they have? You can use industries or specific companies if you wish, but a paragraph for each example. So if you want to do what does SOX do for agriculture or pharmaceuticals or airline industry, you can do that, or you can be specific with individual companies. Now, as you read the research on SOX, both the SOX Act as well as peer-reviewed literature, because there's a lot of peer-reviewed literature out there by the scholars who've written about this, find some criticisms and identify at least 3 criticisms, a paragraph for each, with support for what the research says. So if the literature in peer-reviewed scholarly research has some criticisms about maybe the cost of SOX or the amount of time it takes to do a full SOX audit, go ahead and put those in, but make sure that you're citing peer review sources. And then what recommendations could you think of to improve SOX legislation based on the law as it is today and what research? So from the criticisms of SOX, develop recommendations. Provide at least 2 recommendations, 2 to 3 paragraphs each. And why? Don't just tell me we need to have better internal controls. You need to be much more specific than that. Now, as you can see, I've given you headers for each of these responses that you have to discuss. But be sure you have an introduction and a conclusion. Be sure to support your work by applying course concepts and referencing at least 3 relevant peer-reviewed practitioner journals. I don't want to see Wall Street Mojo. I don't want to see My Accounting Coach. I don't want to see Forbes magazines or Business Week magazines or Newsweek magazines or the Wall Street Journal. I want peer-reviewed scholar sources. No textbook for your source. I want you to do independent research on this. Make sure you have a cover sheet and a reference page. Include the introduction and the conclusion. Remember, an introduction is just telling us what you're going to write about. And the conclusion is summarize what you wrote about. Remember, you have solid academic writing. Run your paper through Lopes Write. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the class questions for the good of the class. You can send me a message through Halo, or you can set up an appointment with me through Calendly. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week on this.